What's up, everybody? My name's Colin.
This is Triston.
You're watching Bug Out Overland, and this is the Georgia Traverse. What's up, guys? If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, first of all, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure, if you enjoy content like this, to hit that little icon down at the bottom right of your screen and click that subscribe button for me. It's going to encourage us to post more videos like this on our future adventures. We're currently 4 hours into our 5-hour drive to the edge of the Georgia-Alabama border, because we're going to be completing the Georgia Traverse this week. We're taking the route from west to east. The route was designed to go east to west, but we're going to do it in reverse because I've spoken with a lot of people and they recommend doing it that way. It's 390 miles from the Georgia-Alabama border to the Georgia-South Carolina border, northern portion through the mountains. Beautiful scenic views. Disclaimer: if you're looking to bang your rev limiter and crawl over stuff, this is not the trail for you. This is not a technical trail. It has some technical portions, but it is not a technical trail. It's purely for the scenic aspects of it. Beautiful countryside from what I've heard. Joining me today for the first time is my buddy Triston here, aka Trippy T,
aka Little Trisky. You know what it is. Also, I'm a fellow YouTuber as well. I'm a part owner of Road Team Review, so go check it out. Yeah, man.
If you're into sports, go check out the channel. He's got some good stuff. We've got 4 days and 3 nights to complete this trail. Again, 390 miles. We were originally supposed to have somebody else go along with us. Jason, if you're seeing this, you're with us here in spirit. My heart goes out to you. He was on his way up here and his rear diff blew. He's leaking oil everywhere, so now his Xterra is in the shop. So now it's just us. We always recommend going with somebody else when you're going off-roading, but we already took off work, or at least I took off work. He's unemployed.
Yep, I live in my mom's basement, so.
Just kidding. We took off work for this, so we're going anyways. Like I said, this is not going to be a technical trail, so I'm hoping there's not much to worry about. But yeah, we'll see you when we get to the trailhead. We're heading there now. Okay, we made it to the Alabama-Georgia state line. Alabama's this way, Georgia's that way. As you can tell, Georgia takes a little bit better care of the roads than Alabama does. Just kidding. So if you're doing the Georgia Traverse going from east to west, you're going to end right here. And if you're doing the Georgia Traverse from west to east, you're going to start right here. That's what we're doing. I'm excited. We're going to hop on this trail and see what it has to offer us. Whenever we actually get off of blacktop, we're going to air down our tires just a little bit because I'm running like 38 PSI right now, 37 PSI, and we're going to lower it down to like 25 just to get the ride a little bit smoother and not do as much damage to the roads. Pick up a little bit of trash along the way as we go. So I'm excited to get this journey started. Let's do it. right, so we drove for probably a couple hours on some blacktop, a good while. We haven't really come across anything interesting yet, as you've seen so far. Most of your interesting stuff is going to be on the eastern side of the Georgia Traverse. But we're on our way to the Cohutta Wilderness, which is probably, from what I've been told, the prettiest part of the Georgia Traverse. So we're definitely looking forward to the views we're going to come across. Our number one priority, given that it's already 4 o'clock, is to find some shelter, campsite. So it's first come, first served, but it's Thursday right now, so hopefully we'll be able to find something.
Yeah, hopefully.
So
otherwise, we're gonna sleep in the Walmart parking lot.
There ain't no Walmart around here, bro. We'll update you guys when we get back to the Cohutta Wilderness on the trailhead. Fortunately, it did not take Triston and I long to locate an open site shortly after entering the Cohutta Wilderness. We definitely couldn't say the same for the next 2 nights, however.
So what? Say that again?
I found out what was rattling. That's hilarious. Good thing I got zip ties.
Dang.
All right, we made it to our first campsite of the Georgia Traverse.
That's right. Best spot in the house, baby.
Our neighbors don't seem to be too friendly. They saw us driving up and they parked their car in the camping spot right next to theirs, just to make sure. Yeah, just to make sure we didn't get it. But little did they know, we definitely got the best spot in the house here. Right here by a creek, you've got fire pit and a table. Not very primitive, but I mean, it's gonna work.
And a Mountain Dew.
I prefer a little bit more primitive, but at least it's not a campground. So we're gonna go ahead and set up camp. That way we can get some food in our bellies, because I'm starving.
Let's kick it and dick it at the lizard's thicket.
I feel that maybe I was too quick to speak on our sudden impression that we were not welcomed there. As Triston and I set up camp, we were approached by another neighbor named John, who made small talk with us and made us feel welcome. One thing led to another, and before you know it, we ended up hanging out with John the entire night, sitting around the campfire, sharing stories, and getting to know each other before it was time to get some shut-eye.
Talking with the forester guys, they says, yeah, it's going to be full up this weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
It's real simple, Mom. It's about a damn submarine.
That sounds like my little sister. She loves to read books. All right, good morning, everybody. It's day 2. We're ready to get the day started.
Yes,
How did
sir.
you sleep last night, Triston?
Oh man, you know, I was sleeping good for at least the first 2 hours, and then I heard a lawnmower. Not too long ago.
What was that lawnmower?
I don't know. It was going for a solid hour or so, but I'm not gonna assume anything. But
Apparently I was snoring like a bear last night, so. But we slept pretty decent. Our neighbor over here, John, told us that there's a waterfall about half a mile away from this campsite, so we're gonna go check that out in the morning after we cook breakfast and hit the road. We're gonna be exploring the entirety of the Cohutta Wilderness today, and knocking out Big Frog Loop, so stay tuned.
breakfast.
So after cooking up a quick meal and packing all of our gear, we headed out, hitting the trail. Growing up, my mom always told me never to follow a stranger into the woods, and yet here we were, less than 24 hours of knowing John, following him down a narrow goat trail in search of some not too very well-known waterfall. There was something about John's character, though, that was comforting to me and made me trust him. After about a 30-minute hike through the woods, we found exactly what we'd been looking for. After spending a while getting to know John this morning and the night before, we asked him if it was okay to ask him a few questions so that maybe you, the viewer, could get to know this awesome dude a little better too. He happily obliged. All right, guys. Standing here with us today is John. We had the pleasure of meeting John last night at the campsite. He walked up to us to warn us about a couple of bears at a bear den about half a mile up the road to keep our food in the truck. After me and Triston have been talking all day about bears and the fact we'd never encountered one. Fortunately, last night we didn't encounter one. But John had the kindness to bring us out here into an undisclosed, beautiful location. Not very well known by many. As you can see, there's nobody out here. And when you've got beautiful, serene places like this, normally it's swarmed with crowds. So we're going to keep this location undisclosed, you know, out of respect. John here is a local to the area, and he's been camping for a while. So John, I'm going to pass it over to you, and if you can introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, how old you are, how many kids you got, all that good stuff, and maybe what got you into camping and how long you've been doing it, and maybe how you found a place like this.
Well, I've been camping my whole life, actually, from early Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, stuff like that, and always hunted and fished, and I just like being out in the woods and looking at beautiful places like this. But I'm 54 years old. I'm getting old. I got one daughter and got a brand new grandbaby.
Congratulations.
And beautiful little girl.
John, where are you from?
Originally from Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
I was raised around Talladega, Anderson area, and moved up here probably about 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Yep.
I mean, this man is as impressive as it gets. If we could write a whole book about him, I mean, we would have to write a sequel to it, honestly. Probably like a Harry Potter 7-book series. But, man, no, seriously, we greatly appreciate having you the past night, and man, it's been great talking to you and everything. I will ask you, what would you say is the most interesting hiking story? I mean, this man hiked the whole Appalachian Trail. I mean, he's done all the bells and whistles. What would you say was your most interesting hiking trip?
All of them, to tell you the truth. I gained something out of every one of them. So that's, even if I've been to the same place before, that I see something different every time I go.
I told Triston that meeting John was like seeing a shooting star. It was fast, it was an awesome experience. You may never see another one again, but you'll always remember it. Triston and I actually both agree that hanging out and getting to know John was probably the highlight of our trip. So John, when you get around to seeing this video, thank you for taking the time to show us kindness, make us feel welcomed, and taking us on a little tour of your backyard. Keep doing you, man, and I greatly appreciated you. Shortly after we parted ways with our new friend, it was time to take on the rest of the Cohutta Wilderness and Big Frog Loop. After having made many bear jokes on this trip and pretty much every other camping trip before this, we finally got to see one in the wild for the first time. And not just one, but a mother and her 2 cubs. It was truly a raw experience for both Triston and myself, and we'd end up seeing 5 bears in one day on this trip alone.
There's 3 of them? Oh, dude. This is the leftovers that the bears left. Oh, wow. This is the waste that the bears left.
It's fresh.
Red Bull and twisted tea.
You know what it smells like? It smells like freaking idiots. This is the kind of stuff that pisses me off. Pisses me the hell off. Ugh. Ugh. You just see a beautiful like touch of nature, a mother and her cubs, and then literally 5 minutes later, boom, you got trash on the side.
Just don't litter. Simple as that.
This is a little
Nice. Man, I don't know how many twisted teas I'm gonna run into today. We've had enough. Look at this. Look at this.
more shit. Look, another one.
I don't know what it is with Tennessee and twisted teas, but
More stuff, dude.
y'all gotta chill.
So after like 5 or 6 hours of driving, we still haven't made it out of Big Frog Loop yet. So we found a nice little quiet turn off on the side of the road. I'm assuming we can camp here. I mean, you got a fire pit. You got plenty of little spaces where people have been putting their tents. You got trash here, so obviously people have been here. So we're gonna chill here for just a little bit, cook our dinner, get our bellies full, so that way we can continue on the road and maybe drive through the night too. I don't know, just to make some more headway, because we really haven't gone that far yet. We still have a long ways to go, and it's yeah, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. So let's cook some steak. Triston and I finally got to take a quick break from driving to cook up some delicious ribeye sandwiches before we hop back on the road to search for another campsite. So far, our trip hadn't been challenging in the slightest. Just seemingly endless, winding dirt roads in the mountains of northern Georgia and southern Tennessee. We'd made a new friend, had our first black bear encounter, and we were able to relax, taking advantage of the forest's infinite tranquility. However, we still had a lot of ground to cover in just 2 days. Be sure to check out part 2 of the Georgia Traverse series, where we continue to explore the much more scenic eastern half of the route and conquer one of the Southeast's most popular adventure routes in just 4 days. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.